Okay, here's the universal heat seater from Dorman. Pretty good kit from the reviews on Amazon. I think it was like $59, and I'm going to attempt to put it into a 2003 Pilot that does not have the heated seat option. Okay, we have the seat out. It's a kind of a bulky seat. You might need two people to do it, although I was able to squeeze it out. You can also... Okay, here's the seat. I'm going to remove this plastic skirt from the front and left side to get access to the seat. Before you can remove the left-hand plastic skirt, you have to remove the seat controls. And they were fairly easy. You just have to be careful. You want to get under here with a tool and it will pop off. I've already loosened them. And here as well, these three fasteners. To release the clip at the top here, holding this plastic piece on. And when you do that, you can then access the receptors here and pull them apart. Okay, I have the left and right skirts off. Let's take this front panel off right here. It looked like 4 Phillips screws holding that. Okay, we're now ready to get access to the seat cover itself. You'll notice as I look at the seat underneath, there are 3 plastic clips holding it on the back, and then we have hog clips all around the front and the sides that need to be spread and then lifted out. Okay, I've removed these 2. Now we have 2 on the sides right here, another one behind here, and down here that we have to remove. Well, one thing I didn't plan on doing was having to take these 2 bolts off the seat on both sides. If we don't do that, we can't get the material around the bolts, so we're going to have to remove those. Okay, to remove the covering, or peel it back, we need to take off some more hog clips. The clips are out. I think I have 2 more in the back here I got to remove, and then the whole thing can come out. Well, I got the seat cover all the way back. I haven't removed these hog clips yet, but I might have to. I'm trying to find a good position for this seat heater, and I can't really seem to find one because wherever I put it, I lose the attachment points, or this cable will be right where you sit. Ideally, I'd like this to sit back here and have the cable string through the back of the seat, but as you can see, all the attachments will be covered. So what I might have to do is pull this cover all the way off and then bring this back, maybe with this extra material here, roll it, cut it, or roll it back. Not quite sure. Okay, so what I've decided to do is bring it tuck it in the back here. There's a little bit of material here. I had to cut a small piece of it off, about this much. And I left a little bit of adhesive on. They say not to cut it, but I don't see any other way of doing this cleanly. So I'm going to tuck it back here as much as I can. And that will leave it short of these mounting brackets. And it'll also give me a place to snake this down, the cable down, without feeling it on the butt. So that's what I'm going to go with. Okay, there it is. All the adhesive taken off, fixed. You can see you still have access to the attachment points. I've tucked it in the back here. The heating coil is all the way to the back here, still usable though. And the attachment, the actual electrical connection, I put a hole through and out the other side, and I actually took the frame off to do that. So that looks pretty clean. Although I was a little skeptical about using the hog clip pliers that came with the kit, they do work as long as you can get access into the bar and the wire underneath the seat. So certainly give that a try. Okay, we got our seat cover back on the back. Get the wire pulled through, and took the opportunity to put all the hog clips back on and put the 3 clips in the back here. And now we got to figure out what to do about the top seat. All right, to get access to the seat cover for the top part of the seat, we're going to have to take this plastic panel off. And I've already loosened one clip here. And there's another clip here, and I think we have two more front. And I'm using for this a trim tool that I picked up from eBay. Okay, unfortunately, I need to take the whole plastic back cover off the seat to get access to the seat cover. And to remove that was not a trivial thing. You have two hooks on the top and two clips. One of those clips I broke. This one's fine, but this one I broke. It's still embedded in the frame, so I'll have to replace that. And then once you get this off, you'll have access to the back and be able to peel this cover off easier. Now on the airbag side of the seat, they have different clips, not hog clips, more like a spring clip. You can see here as I push into that clip, it pops out, so I'm going to carefully take those off. On the other side, we have these springs that are attached to the upholstery on the other end. My hope is I don't want to take off the entire cover. I just want to get it loose enough so that we can put the pad underneath here. Of course, I don't want to mess along with the airbag here. And if you needed to take the seat off, you need some ring nose pliers here to take a clip off, which I don't have for this lever. But if I can get this last clip out, I think I'll have enough room to put the pad in. So the good news is I can get this heating pad where it can go on that back seat. It can't go any further than this crease anyway because of the attachment on the seat. So, and it looks like I have a nice point to egress the wire down the seat here, so I'm all set. I don't have to take any more of the seat covers off. I've removed these spring clips and these springs over here, and I'll need to put those back, but I didn't have to take off any of the remainder of the seat cover. Okay, all the clips are back on. I made a small hole here so it would go underneath the seat without interfering with any of the work here. And we'll see how that works out. Okay, now that we got the seat pads installed on the driver's side seat, we need to figure out where we're going to place the control and then how to chase the wiring from the seat area to the fuse panel. Now, ideally, I think that the heater control should go right here in this empty panel. Must be for an option, maybe original seat heater for a Honda Pilot. And then have the wires come down through the rug area using the existing chase for these other electrical connections. So I think we're going to have to take this panel off right here and then see if we can't snake the wires up. Also, the fuse box for the 2003 at least Honda Pilot is back here, and this is where we're going to tap in for the power for the seat heater control. All right, to get access to chase those wires or get under the rug, we have to take this off. This, after some work, will slide right off. And it didn't take much to really pry underneath here and loosen up the clips. They had loosened it over here as well. So it looks like we'll have maybe the ability to go right under here. Taking the trim tool and coming up to this panel right here, and essentially I got under here, propped it off, and that'll get us access to this blank right here where we can put our button in. And I took this panel off here just to get more room to chase the wires, but not really sure I needed to do that. So I think what we're going to do now, what I'm going to do now is chase the wire and try and put that fuse clip that they provided, the fuse tap, excuse me, and see if it all ties in nicely. And of course, at this point, I'm probably going to take the negative off the battery terminal. Alright, before I start chasing the wires, I just want to show you the components that came with, the electrical connections that the Dorman came with. Here's the switch, which we're going to put into this blank here. On the power side, here's the fuse tap, and then this is the ground wire, which we're going to put on the bolt that on the fuse panel, which I'll show you in a minute. Here are the seat connections. Okay, so I pre-drilled and used a 3/4 inch bit to put the hole in, and I think it came out pretty good in this plug. And so this can now go back into this plate, and then we can add it back into the panel. And it looks fairly OEM, except for the smallness of the actual button. Bye. Okay, I have the cable snugged up against this wire harness, so that'll hide nicely underneath the cover here. And now we have to attach this fuse tap to this fuse breaker up here, and I've disconnected the negative battery terminal, and I'm going to use this 30 amp slot here, which I've tested to ensure it doesn't turn on or it's not live with the keys out of the car. And then this negative terminal will attach. Okay, there it is. That seemed to work. Now I'm going to try to hide all this and make it neater. Okay, we're ready to connect the seat back up with these two existing connections, and then here are the two new connections that'll go to these two pieces here, and then we'll neaten them up here against the seat. Okay, here's the completed panel. Notice that if I put it down here, the bottom pad heats up, shows orange, and the top, both pads, heats red. I tested it, heated up pretty quickly. Satisfied so far with it. That's it.